What up, YouTube? Team Movies here with Cats opening this week. Since it's about, well, cats, I decided to go ahead and do my top 10 favorite cat movies. Because, who doesn't love, cats in movies or real life? I mean, I really adore cats. I mean, I'm more of a dog guy, but I really still like cats. So, and there's been some really good movies with, about cats and with cats. And now, granted, I'm not going to be talking about granted, I'm not going to be talking about giant cats, so you won't see the Wizard of Oz in this list. You won't see a Lion King in this list. It's just actual cats. So, anyway, with that being said, here's my 10 favorite cat movies. Number 10 is a bit of a unpopular opinion, but it's more of a guilty pleasure. I don't care what anyone says. I really get a kick out of this movie. It's dumb and all, but I don't care what anyone says. I really enjoyed it. And number 10 goes to Dr. Seuss's The Cat in the Hat. I'm sorry, sue me for all you want. Cat in the Hat is not. I mean, it's actually more of a guilty pleasure of mine. I mean, it's not that great of a movie, but I got a kick out of it. It is based on the book by Dr. Seuss. It is live action. Cat in the Hat gets into weird situations here. I mean, you got Mike Myers as the voice of the Cat in the Hat. You got Spencer Breslin and Dakota Fanning as the two siblings. You got Kelly Presses in this. You got Alec Gordon. You even have a cameo by Paris Hilton of more people. I mean, I mean, anyway, yeah, Cat in the Hat. I know lots of people really trash on this movie, and even this is the reason why we haven't this movie is technically the reason we haven't really got any more live action Dr. Seuss movies, because after this film got released, the Dr. Seuss estate was like, okay, you're allowed to do movies based on Dr. Seuss's books, but you're not allowed to do live action anymore, which I'm a little disappointed because I would love to see a live action Green Eggs Ham. Anyway, The Cat in the Hat, yeah, like I said, it's not a great movie, but I really get a kick out of it whenever I see it. Alright. Oh, not to mention you got Sean Hayes as a fish, so what more can you ask for that? Alright, coming in at number 9, number 9 goes to Oliver and Company. Now, this is an animated update of the classic Oliver Twist tale, and it features the voice of Joey Lawrence, who voices the Tyro of Oliver, who's Wi-Fi lady. Who's Oliver is, of course, this orphan kid who's taken by a gang of thieving dogs, but it's also Billy Joe actually is the lead of a Calver, a canine dodger, and also owned by a down and out pickpocket faggot voice by Dom DeLuise. And so you've got Natalie Gregory, who plays this young girl, this young rich girl who ends up adopting Oliver. And there's series of events, and a lone shot also drains the peaceful arrangement. Or Oliver and Company is probably one of the most underrated and underappreciated Disney classic there is. I think this is on Disney Plus if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, Oliver and Company is a really nice adaptation of the. Anyway, sorry about that. It is a really nice rendition of the Oliver Twist tale. Joey Lawrence. I mean, it's kind of funny to see him voicing the character of Olive. Billy Joe as the voice of a Calvert canine dog. That's pretty cool. It has some It's not really musical, but it has some interesting music in it too. It's funny. It's heartfelt. It's a classic. If you guys never seen Oliver and Company, definitely go check that one out. Number 8, I'm going to go with Stuart Little. Now, granted, Stuart Little is more about a mouse, but this cat in it, Snowbell, voiced by Nathan Lane, is probably my favorite part of Stuart Little. I mean, at first, the Snowbell character does not really get along with Stuart Little, but down the line, they end up becoming friends, and he never really believed that a cat and a mouse could easily be friends, but it proved them wrong. You've got Steve Zahn as the voice of Monty. I mean, Steve Zahn as Monty is also a scene stealer. And I mean, Nathan Lane as the voice of Snowbell is perfect casting. I mean, he's no stranger to voiceover work. Come on, he was, of course, Timon and Pumbaa, so there's that.
That's yours. Yeah.
But, yeah, I really gotta kick out Sterlo. It's directed by, hold on. So many ambulances around here. Anyway. Alright, sorry about that. Yeah, Stuart Little is directed by Rob McCoff, who also gave us The Lion King, so that explains why Nathan Lane is in this. But if you guys never really seen Stuart Little, or even Stuart Little 2, for that matter, give it a go. I mean, Stuart Little does feature loads of cats, including gang cats. So yeah, definitely go check out Stuart Little. Coming in at number 7, it is Keanu. Now, it stars Jordan Peele as this slacker named Rel, who ends up being dumped by his girlfriend, and so he ends up recruiting his cousin, named Clarence, played by Keegan-Michael Key, speaking of Lion King, to help him, and so Rel ends up finding this kitten who ends up winding up as Dorset, but the kid ends up, but the poor kid ends up getting taken, so he ends up recruiting Clarence to retrieve it, and they also soon learn that a Doug named Cheddar, played by Method Man, has the kid, and he'll also only give it back if the two men agree to work with him, and so, come on, you got a kitten with a do-rag. I mean, how cute is that, having a kitten wearing a do-rag? That is pretty cute there. And Keegan-Michael Key and Jordan Peele. This was actually their first film together, because of course they're best known for Key and Peele, and so this was like the first time that they actually ever really done a major feature film together. But yeah, Keanu is a really great one. The kitten is one of the most adorable kittens you'll see. There's even a scene where the kitten ends up being voiced by Keanu Reeves, of more people. It was supposed to be like a comedy version of John Wick, but instead of a dog, it's a cat. Anyway, if you guys never really seen Keanu, give it a go. It's a really cute, fun, it's hilarious. Definitely go check out Keanu if you guys never seen that. Alright, coming in at number 6, it is Puss in Boots. Now, of course, I could have added Shrek 2, but Puss in Boots is more about the cat, so I'm adding Puss in Boots in this list. And you got the voice of Antonio Banderas. You got Salma Hayek, who voices a female cat. You got Zach Galifianakis, who voices Humpty Dumpty. You got Billy Bob Thornton, Amy Sedaris. How great was Sedaris on The Mandalorian, by the way? Anyway, yeah, Puss in Boots. I mean, I don't love it as much as Shrek 2, obviously, but Puss in Boots is still pretty cute, fun, a great DreamWorks animated film. And Antonio Banderas as the voice of Puss in Boots is really perfect casting. I mean, it's like a Zorro type character, and obviously Banderas had played Zorro before. Yeah, if you guys haven't really seen Puss in Boots by now, it's a really good one. And they're supposed to be doing a sequel down the line, so we're getting another Puss in Boots, so that's pretty cool. Alright, coming in at number 5. Now, the cat is probably the best part of the whole movie. Like, even people who did not like this movie would actually agree with me on that. Number 5. Anyway, number 5, I'm gonna go with Captain Marvel. I mean, the cat is, of course, Goose the cat, and he's pretty much a Flarkin who's also a alien who really swallows everything in his path. And I mean, Goose the cat is such a great character. I mean, when they first dropped the show for Captain Marvel, and they showed and of course they showed Goose the cat, I didn't really expect Goose the cat to play a bigger important part in Captain Marvel. And I mean, Goose's on-screen chemistry with Nick Fury is pretty adorable. Come on, Captain Marvel is also pretty good too, but my favorite part is Goose the cat, and I wonder if we'll see Goose the cat in another film in the near future. I mean, whether it's somewhere down in the MCU, whether it's Captain Marvel 2 or whatever. Still a little disappointed we didn't get to see Goose in Endgame, but and the end credit with Goose the Cat was pretty good too. So I mean, yeah, and Goose the Cat is the reason why Nick Fury lost his eye, by the way. So yeah. Anyway, all right. Coming in at number 4, it is That Darn Cat. Now this film stars Haley Mills and it stars Haley Mills who plays and Dorothy Provine who plays these sisters who's Siamese cat who belongs to them um, and so and like this one evening DC the cat the Siamese cat I should say comes flouncing home with a lady's a wristwatch attached to her neck, and so the watch ends up containing a unfinished plea for help scribble on the back of it, and it's written by Grayson Hall, who's this bank teller that has been held that of course been held captive by they've of course been held captive by a neighborhooding house by robbers, and so of course it's up to the two girls to take these robbers down. I mean, I guess you could say it's sort of like Home Alone before Home Alone became a thing, because this movie got released years before Home Alone, and of course, Haley Mills is best known for starring in the original Parent Trap, but to be honest, I probably prefer Haley Mills in That Darn Cat a little more. Granted, it's been a while since I've seen this. Actually, it's on Disney Plus. I gotta rewatch this movie again. But anyway, That Darn Cat is a really fun, funny classic film. You got, you even got Dean Jones from those Herbie movies in this. I mean, Dean Jones is pretty great in this movie. The cat, the Siamese cat, is pretty adorable. Yeah, That Darn Cat is a really the original is really fun and funny, and if you guys haven't really seen it, go check it out. And of course, there's a remake that got released in the 90s, which unlike the Parent Trap, where the remake of Parent Trap is better than the original, I actually prefer the original Dat Don Cat over the remake, but they're both still pretty decent. Alright, coming in at number 3, this is also, like Cat in the Hat, this movie is also going to be pretty unpopular for most people, including its star, by the way. But number 3, I'm going with Garfield the movie. I mean, Garfield the movie based on a live-action film based on a popular comic strip. It features the voice of Bill Murray, who actually does not really like this movie at all. He even been upfront how much he did not like Garfield. It was even a joke in Zombieland when I think it was I think it was Woody Harrelson or Jesse Eisenberg's character asked what's one regression he'll have. Bill Murray actually said my biggest regression is Garfield. So yeah, and even in this might be a bit of a spoiler for Zombieland 2, but Bill Murray ended up popping in this, and he ends up being interviewed for Garfield 3. So there's that. But Garfield, it's actually also a guilty pleasure. I mean, Bill Murray was a perfect choice for Garfield. You got Breckin Meyer as his owner, John. You got Jennifer Love Hewitt is in this. Nick Cannon voices a little mouse here. You got some other great voice cast. Stephen Tobolewski plays the main villain in this. Garfield is not a great movie per se, but I really get a kick out of it. Garfield was pretty funny. I thought the look of Garfield looked pretty cool. I mean, I really get a kick out of the Garfield movie. So, alright. But although Garfield 2 on the hand, that's Garfield 2 on the other hand, that's a totally different story. Garfield 2 was horrible. But anyway, the first Garfield, yeah, I really don't hate as most people. Number 2, it is Pet Sematary. Now, Pet Sematary, of course, has a creepy cat in it who ends up accidentally getting killed by a car. But of course, the dad here ends up burying it in a pet cemetery. But granted, I'm talking about the original. The remake is good, but I still prefer the original. But still, the original Pet Sematary, based on a Stephen King book, Of course, Louis Creed ends up bearing the cat. But the cat ends up coming alive outside of the pet cemetery and does not become very kindly and ends up really being one messed up bad kitten. And of course, after this, the kid Gage ends up becoming evil as well. I mean, Pet Cemetery, the cat in the Pet Cemetery original is really one creepy cat. I mean, that movie will, like, if you see that movie, you're probably not going to want to have a cat, like, you're probably not either going to have a cat or even look at a cat the same way after Pet Cemetery. But it's a horror classic. I mean, we don't really get many movies about cat killing people, to be honest with you. Like, there are all movies about, dogs killing, like, there's Cujo and all, the breed, but there's not really many horror movies about cat killings. I mean, I guess there was Cat Eyes and stuff like that, but anyway, Pet Cemetery is awesome. Like, the original, definitely go check that one out. Alright, my number one favorite cat movie of all time goes to the Aristocats. Not the Aristocrats. That's a different thing. It's like Aristocrats is like a documentary featuring comedians and all.
I'm Elvis. Yeah.
Anyway, the Aristocats, it's also kind of a Disney classic. It's really also one Disney movie that, like another Disney film that really barely gets talked about. Sorry. Anyway, there's like so many Disney movies like that got released in the 50s, 60s, and all. Aristocats is really one that barely gets talked about. I mean, it's not really the top tier best Disney animated film or anything, but it's a really good one. It's about like this opera singer who ends up leaving her inheritance to her cat. Of course, the cat is named Duchess, played by Ava Gardner, and there's also three kids here. But like the woman's butler ends up drugging the cats and abandoning them in the countryside in order to inherit the fortune for himself. And so like Duchess and the kid ends up being this alley cat named Thomas O'Malley, played by Phil Harris, who's like willing to help them return to their home in Paris. So really, if you really want to look at it, it's like Lady and Tramp, but with cats. I don't know if that really makes any sense, but it's a bit like Lady and Tramp in a way. But Aristocats has great music, great voice talent. It is a really classic Disney film. It's been a while since I've seen it. I wonder if it's on Disney Plus. I gotta rewatch this movie again. But the Aristocats, I really get a kick out of. I mean, if you guys haven't really seen the Aristocats yet, give it a go. And that is Aristocats, not Aristocrats. Like I said, that's a totally different thing. But Aristocats is a really good one. If you definitely go check it out if you guys haven't seen that. If it's on Disney Plus, definitely give that one a shot. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me do the quick rundown. Alright. 10, The Cat in the Hat. 9, Oliver and Company. 8, Stuart Little. 7, Keanu. 6, Puss in Boots. 5, Captain Marvel. 4, That Darn Cat. 3, Garfield. 2, Pet Sematary. And 1, The Aristocats. Now, there's loads of other cat movies I probably could have added. Alright, there's Milo and Otis, Cats from Space, Cats and Dogs, Homeward Bound, there's a cat in a boat, a street cat named Bob. Remember when Kevin Spacey got turned into a cat with 9 lives? Yeah, that movie. Oh god. Cat in Paris, Cat's Eyes. Fritz the Cat, maybe. I mean, yeah, Fritz the Cats. Yeah, I'm not gonna go into details about that movie. Alright, there's a Grumpy Cat's Worst Christmas Ever. There's a Kiki's Special Delivery. There's loads of other great cat movies around. I mean, I could have probably done 20 instead of 10. But who just doesn't love cats? Whether it's in movies or real life, I really like cats. So, anyway, not to mention there's Tom and Jerry in the movie. And of course, we got a Tom and Jerry film coming out next year, so there's that. Anyway. Let me leave it to you guys. What are some of your favorite cat movies of all time? Drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This here is Team Movies signing off.